So it was called Weasel's Mittens.
There we go.
What is it?
It was called Weasel's Mittens, but they're changing it to Flat Hat when they re-release it. I forget the reason why.
What's today's date?
The 3rd?
6/3. We finished the 11th episode.
We went live twice.
We went live a bunch of times.
Oh.
Let's not do that. Oh, this is now. This is now.
I don't want to drink in the basement. Who knows what we'll get.
Are you filming live now? No, obviously not.
No, it's only a minute. It's got an end to it. It's not live.
I guess I should grab another beer for happy hour.
Can you grab 2, please?
3, please.
Raj?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Shit. You grab them for me? Hold on. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Come here. Come on. Come on. You're just acting worse. You're just acting worse.
So that's and there we go. Adam went upstairs to get a beer. Zeke got him. So Steve went upstairs to get Adam's remains. They'll be back in a moment. Hopefully there'll be a little more drinks. In the meantime, have a little soda. I guess I'll pour up a couple of these bad boys. What the fuck should we drink? What should we drink? What should we drink? Let's see what I can find over here. This was some good stuff. We'll go with some of this. Look, there's a fucking lizard on it. Longhorn. There was the dude. Click back over there.
That dog's gonna like me before you know it. There, look what I found. One of your favorites.
Oh shit, you shouldn't have distracted.
Oh, looks like you got 2 of your favorites.
I do like Golden Monkey. Where'd you find that?
There's only 2, and then there's one sour one. So our host is gonna jump on the grenade and drink the seltzer.
You're welcome.
Which normally a BD I know would drink, but being a Golden Monkey is the one option. It's like
I do really like Golden Monkey.
he's the one who got me into it. I distracted him and so
He's like, look, I got Golden Monkey, and I'm like, ooh, Golden Monkey, because I was pouring the fucking shots. So this shit like meniscused over.
It's a good thing we got this.
Yeah, this was a great call, and I got this to make sure I can drive.
Hope it works.
I hope my boss is feeling better. He called me this morning. He was feeling like trash. He said, "Can you come into work? I'm feeling like trash." And he's like, "Can you come in at 4:30 to close?" And I was like, "If you needed me to come in now and work until 4:30, I could do that."
You see this?
McAfee, I did not, but I love Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee's never a bad choice.
It's the Pat McAfee Show. Join us.
Yeah. So, out of curiosity,
Switch the apps for whatever you
are you telling me to come closer?
Switch to Chromebook.
I mean, I was cracking my beer into the microphone.
We did not say this.
Uh-oh.
I cannot stress this enough. Pat McAfee, did not say what we are about to say. Connor?
Nope. I did not say what we were about to say.
Ty?
I did not say what we're about to say.
Zito?
I did not say it.
Nick?
I did not say what we're about to say.
All right, Bill
Jason.
Clinton.
I didn't say it.
We hired the biggest doofus of all time to be our head coach.
Verbatim. Yeah, put it in quotes.
Who said it?
For the Eagles. Eagles, right?
Motor City Game Campbell had an electrifying press conference this morning where he showed up
In a biker
wearing
helmet.
a race helmet. Okay, he is the
Love it.
marshal at
Yo, he's the new
I love
guy.
it.
I like him, honestly. Like, he makes, like, I know obviously I'm not in the shape to play football in any way, shape, or form outside of backyard football with, like, the senior citizens.
Everybody's pumped about what
But
Ben
I would
said.
play for that man harder than I would play for just about any other coach in the
And
NFL right
Fox-
now.
Fox, you might have said
I think that helmet has a lot more protection than the NFL helmets.
I believe he
Probably
said she
right.
was for hired.
No.
Yo,
Plus, you can't hold that helmet like Myles Garrett did.
we need to lower the volume on
And
that.
change someone.
Let's not drown out our own
No, that's not what
voices.
you were saying earlier. What,
I think we're good.
This guy, why are you falling off on your love?
But that's a good point.
I love
That's a
you.
good point.
Born might be watching.
Yeah, yo, Bourne texted me and he was
He was
like,
like, it's not on yet, and I saw you. He was like, I'm working
I'm
on
like,
it.
listen, motherfucker.
Way to call me out, piece of shit.
Oh, speaking of.
We literally, everybody in the room said we knew exactly what was coming.
Maybe.
But I actually, I don't know what it is. Maybe I have a soft spot for like that old school, like hard nosed type of.
There's two
type of
people
thing.
watching right now.
One of them's born and the other one's us.
I don't think the other one's us.
Is it Rob?
He knows one speed. He's full speed.
There's just something about him that makes me stupidly like him.
Him wearing the helmet to the press conference, though, there had to be a decision made. I wonder if anybody else was involved. I wonder if he just put that thing in and was like, straight it up, let's go. They just said,
Where
where's
else,
it?
man?
Oh, well.
Yeah, where'd he get it? They must have sent it to him.
Who knows? Maybe he sent somebody to go buy one. Like, hey, go buy a race car helmet, an Indy car helmet. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. Figure it out. I got a press conference in here.
Honestly, that's one of the reasons I'm so also down on the Eagles is I don't trust that head coach Sirianni.
Wherever dicks or played against sports, I assume you would have to find out. Bike shop. I'm not even sure.
You think it was stuck on? He just couldn't take it off.
I would assume he did have to have the X or double XL.
Fuck my big hands, man.
That's what you do daily, isn't it?
I like what Steve said a lot more. That sounds like something your friend would say.
A lot of people underneath the photo.
Well, looks like you got at least one friend down here then.
See, you were supposed to hit me with that Randy Newman. You got a friend in me.
You know what I got?
So,
A shot that needs to be taken.
Hang on, let me,
A shot that will be in me.
series of anything in the history of anything.
that sounds like you got green
And
pie.
pineapple mango seltzer.
Yeah, your face does not look like somebody who wants.
I
to
drank
drink
this mango, pineapple,
A lot of people going, oh, there's a
grapefruit,
Tampon?
like heat. Yo, it was called a heat Schweizer.
You want to try a golden
The
monkey? See if you
Heatschmeiser?
would prefer
A
that?
heat Schmeiser.
Is that on the Christmas movie?
The can was like this
You wanna try
tall.
that, see if you prefer.
Oh,
it?
no. I know I don't prefer
The
that.
can was like this tall, like this big, and it tasted like you were drinking spicy. Like there was no flavor. You know when you eat some good Indian food and your mouth is just on fire like 5 minutes after you stop eating, and you're like, whew, wish I had more garlic naan. It was like that as a liquid beverage that
That's
was
horrible.
meant for enjoyment. It was very not good. It disgusting is a good word to describe it.
Where do the viewers get this?
You don't buy it. If you see it somewhere, put it back.
It's horrible though because like when you eat food, at least you can understand this food is spicy. When you drink something, you're hoping that the drinking would quench it, but you're just kind of exacerbating the issue.
Yeah, and it looked like a mimosa. It looked good.
Oh, it's one of those. I love those.
No, it was disgusting.
I like spicy everything though. Like I put cayenne in my tea.
You would not like
I put
this.
cayenne in my tea.
That's for digestive reasons.
No, it's actually because it's right next to the cinnamon in my spice.
Oh, is that you're just
And it
stupid?
was just one of those like mornings where I reach for the wrong one. And there are different types of bottles too. One is a McCormick with the red top. One is one of those organic McCormicks where we're not with the green top. And I just was not thinking. When you get to a point where you're like, man, I did not just steep this tea for like 8 minutes to not drink this motherfucker.
Yeah, it's a.
I'm gonna drink it. And then I
Very
actually
good
started
point.
liking it because I was like, this little bit of spice. And this was one of those mornings where I was teaching at the temple. So those kids got a great lesson.
You guys like Thai food? And we
love Thai
Shatine and I
Favorite-
went to a
favorite
Thai
Thai
food place in Metuchen.
Which one?
What's it called?
It's on Main Street. Fuck.
Main Street Metuchen Thai place. That's descriptive enough.
Yeah.
Yo, here's the local businesses.
Salud. Thank you, Thai place in Metuchen.
I like Thai food in general.
Clap's gonna stop. Sheila.
Probably my favorite that I've tried so far.
Favorite cuisine or that favorite Thai restaurant?
That restaurant.
First one against the ball.
They had,
Oh my god. We talked about in the car. We're literally
so, I mean, basic food that you always get is drunken noodle or like a pad thai or whatever, right? They also had like a ginger chicken type of dish with like vegetables and chicken and carrots and that stuff. But it was like in a soup.
Okay.
So
That sounds very good.
You would put it on the rice, but the rice would get like
Absorbed.
almost soggy.
Is that like pho?
No, pho is like this really hot Vietnamese soup where they basically put raw
Raw
meat
food,
into it
yeah.
and it cooks.
That's what cooks
God,
it
yeah.
because it's so
Okay.
I've
thick.
had it once when I was in
I had it
Philly.
down in
It's
Raleigh.
delicious.
Down in Raleigh.
Best
Very
best pho around here is there's one across from Edison High School. Like,
Oh shit! Okay.
back there is a little tiny spot.
Those are always the best. Those like when
And
then
you
there's-
walk in and this is
There's a
really
good
talking as
Thai
a
restaurant
Caucasian.
like that in East Brunswick. It's like right next to like a place you go to get your an optometrist. It's
Oh.
like optometrist and then,
Rice
like,
Factory
No,
on Riders Lane.
I think it's on Riders.
they're not
Yeah.
bad. There's this one place. I think it's all like there's obviously.
Well, you like the place that's right near Easton also.
There's this one place, this hole in the wall place on Easton Ave, yeah, or
Really?
down by in Somerset.
It's right near
I
JFK
actually-
and where the fucking fish store used to be.
Nice catch.
Good catch.
I actually have it in my GPS in probably a recent one.
Yo, can you put on Lennox Lewis highlights?
Lennox Lewis High.
Because I think Mike Tyson's gonna fight Lennox Lewis
Yo,
soon.
you know what we should find is fucking the dude from Street Beefs. What was his name?
Shinobi? No.
Shimanagi?
Shina-
Shimanagi?
Oh my god.
Shiganazi?
We're right there. You're right there. What the fuck is his name? Shiganomi? No.
Shinigami?
Shinigami? Shinigami?
That might be it. That might be it.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? So I like writing stories with my free time for fun. And 100% of the time, Adam will be like, how the fuck did you come up with this guy's name? He's like, that's a good-ass name. How'd you come up with it? And I'll be like, I named him something like Vizzy Denmonk. And it'll be like, dude, it said Vizzy and it says Golden Monkey. So, what the fuck is this? Eggs and rice? This looks good as hell.
Ready for some fun nonsense?
Fuck yeah, I am.
Cheesy volcano rice.
Cheesy volcano rice? Adam, write this down.
Never heard of this before. Max goes, there's this thing called cheesy volcano rice. Fantastic. What is it? He starts to explain it. So of course I did.
You guys want me to do something like that, or do you like what we have now? How it just like
It's called
scrolls
Dot.
in at the beginning.
Sorry.
Evolve.
Not 100% bought in yet.
Keep evolving, bro.
There's a way I can turn it when it scrolls in and it says subscribe that you can click it on the video to
Is it
subscribe.
added features?
It's something to do in the YouTube studio, so it's
Is it
outside of.
is it additional to what we're doing now?
Yeah.
And I'd say yes.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted that style on the video.
Hey, bro, listen, you're learning, you're figuring another thing out, right?
You gotta get one of them.
A round grill. That's something that when I get my own place, I'm going to buy one. There's no ifs, ands, or buts
Dude,
about
you
it.
know what that setup is?
Expensive as hell.
Yeah, like $4,000.
That's just by the way,
Minimum.
that is just a cutting board.
That's
Is
not-
it really?
That's not a round.
Yes.
That's not a hot
The
take.
one next to it is a round hot one.
Oh, I'm thinking about
That's the round hot one.
I thought that was
That's
one
what I
thing.
want. That's what I want.
Dude, that's pricey.
I
You
know.
pay for it, but they're nice.
Look, I know.
It
This
is-
dude, this
so-
dude has not once bought himself like a big thing.
Well, I bought myself my car.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a pretty big thing.
Cooking outside is
I bought myself
is
my
my
car, I did
favorite
that,
thing.
that's what I
He
said.
loves grilling.
That's why I asked, can I grill?
Cooking
I
at-
feel like when we have the barbecue thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to have your big things, like I was thinking bringing just a bunch of marinated chicken, and then I can just kind of turn that shit over.
Yeah, dude.
Like that, burgers and dogs, and that way I can be like the sous chef, and you do the main things. if you
Cooking
actually make
outside is so fun.
I agree.
It's so much more
My,
fun.
my family started.
Especially
Other
now that I
people have
have
a
like
lot
I
more
have
fun
more
with
than
it than
one
I
thing
do.
to
I was
do.
gonna say you have a lot of things like
Yeah.
like I grew up.
You have that pellet grill, right? You have a pellet grill?
No.
Is that how are you gonna smoke the ribs?
Oh, the smell, man.
I got a smoker underneath, electric smoker.
I love ginger.
Ginger's
I
very
throw
good.
ginger in like everything.
Ginger's very good for your brain.
It's also very good for digestion.
These guys will just get
Yeah, that's true. It does do that.
this to the side. Need some garlic.
So this guy owns a chain of restaurants, one in San Diego, one of which is called Not Tacos.
Not tacos?
No,
Not tacos.
not
If
tacos.
you don't like us, and I keep saying that's fine.
So like what he makes is like tacos that are like almost a sandwich,
Be successful. I mean,
but you wouldn't not call them a taco.
I got you.
You know what I
He
mean?
flirts with that borderline.
He doesn't like rip the skin off.
about halfway done.
It is.
No, he didn't rip the skin off the garlic right there.
Really?
I think the skin
Yeah,
gets
he
caught in that machine because of the
Yeah,
way it
but that's-
presses it.
That's interesting. A normal garlic press doesn't do that. You have to put naked garlic in it.
I bought one. I also it's very kind of easy. You just kind of chop off one end and it peels off
Yeah.
the rest of it.
Yeah. Or I put it in a little mason. You know, I got a bunch of those little mason jars. You put all the individual cloves and you just shake the shit, and then it comes
pop
right
out.
off.
Yeah.
I showed that shit to Len, who was working at an Indian restaurant,
Yeah.
like using a shitload of garlic. He goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "You don't know about this?" He goes, "You're blowing my mind right now." And I pour all the garlic out, and it's naked. He goes, "You just saved me like 4 hours at work every day."
He's right though, because it takes a
When
while.
you use that
Yeah.
much, yeah. Like,
It takes a while
I
to
never
take
used
the
that
skin
much,
off.
so I don't have to worry about it. And then I actually bought myself one of those like small little presser things where you put it. It's got like a grate, and you just press it down, and it grates it. And
Oh, you ever use that for
I use it for ginger and
potatoes?
I
Or is
have
it not like that?
I have a different thing for that.
Oh, I got the same mandolin.
Yeah.
Lenny sliced his fucking finger off
Oh,
on like the first slice.
oh no.
I was like, "Yo,
This
wait
guy
a sec."
works at a restaurant.
I'm like, "Yo, wait a sec. I have the thing to hold it." He's like, "I'm going outside. My finger's fucking leaking." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my god, bro! As long as he's alright now, obviously.
He's good. It was like 2 hours though of like trying to get his. He cut like a quarter of his finger
At
off.
least he was able
Like
to
the
get
whole
it to stop.
fingertip and fingernail.
At
were
least he was
gone.
able to get it to stop.
It
bleeding.
can happen
You
so
could see
easily.
the cross section
Those
too. You
things
could see like
are
it was like a
so
tree.
dangerous.
Yeah,
You
but
could see the
remember, like,
fucking rings.
I cut my finger on
He
your-
burned it. He wanted to burn it on my stove. I told him not to burn it. I'm like, "You're not fucking doing that."
Oh,
So he went outside and he did some shit up and like cauterized his finger.
I explained it because I was about to say, remember when I cut my finger on your bong and it didn't stop bleeding for like 3 hours, so I finally went to the ER and I needed stitches? Still have this half moon in my thumb right up here from that.
For a little pop of color and flavor.
I don't really remember
I
that.
fucking.
Ben,
bong-
give
the
me a
bong-
Ben.
The bong must
And,
have
like,
worked.
I went through your
The bong
entire
must
roll
have
of.
worked
I
for
went
me.
through your entire roll of toilet paper. Had to go to the hospital at one point. I was trying not to tell my mom, and then at some point, I eventually had to tell my parents because I was like, once they told me you need stitches, I was like, I'm probably gonna need to let them know at this point. So I
That's
tell
when it's
them,
like, shit, I should have super glued this.
That's when I call them. I'm like, so don't freak out, yeah. And they seemed really calm. They didn't even say they're coming. And then all of a sudden, like when they're getting me prepped for the stitches, my mom comes walking in. She's like, I think your dad and I both decided that I was the better one to come.
Your dad would have ripped into you. He would have been like, "What kind of moron cuts his hand on a
My
bong?"
mom also growing up with a special ed background and likes watching all of those like shows of like, you
You
know,
just call yourself
awful
special ed?
No, she watched like she's my mom, but she's a special ed teacher. Like her entire education and professional experience is in the special education field.
No, I'm saying you like leaned on that. You were like, "Yeah, my mom showed up and she has a lot of experience working with special ed kids."
Well, because when you have that type of history, and anybody who's worked in that history understands that they have to deal with a lot of bodily fluids, whether it be blood,
just
urine, and
teasing.
stuff
I
like
get
that.
spit on.
Yeah, you deal with a lot. You deal with gross
Jamal
things.
used to
You
get
deal with
punched in the head
populations.
when he was a teacher's aide.
Yeah.
He used to get punched all the time.
Yep.
That's a rough job, man.
Yeah, that's how my mom has been able to survive. I don't like.
Your
I
mom-
wouldn't mess
your
with
mom's
that
a
woman.
beast.
I wouldn't mess with that woman. She stands a leg strong,
Mom's like-
5'1" and a quarter, and do not take that quarter from her.
I think your mom might have used to be 5'1" and a quarter.
No, I think she might have been like 5'2" and a half at some point. Let's be honest, we all know
Your
what happens.
how old are your parents now?
60s?
Relatively young.
Like early 60s or no? My mom just turned 60s.
You're like
my dad
relatively
is-
young.
Yeah.
This shit's twice our age.
I mean, consider my parents. My parents
Well, my
are.
Well, your dad.
My parents
your
are
dad
up there
is
with
also-
yours,
My
yeah.
parents are mid 70s. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, they're young.
Pops
in that
turned
sense.
77 last month? 2 months ago?
They're young
What
in
the
that
fuck month
sense,
is it?
but
2 months ago?
no, they're young in that sense.
Little hit of salt and pepper. Look, I know
It's one of those.
They
Honestly,
healthy?
still don't.
healthy.
you know, is anybody at that point healthy? To be honest,
Your mom is very healthy, and your dad.
No, my mom actually has sciatica. She's got a couple things. She had her gallbladder removed. She's had a couple things. My mom's just a freaking trooper. You just never know that she went through this shit. She just kind of like keeps her head down, grinds through it. Like,
I think Nathan has helped your dad a lot too.
That's good.
And it definitely has been a good support for my dad because my dad is not. My dad will grind through it, but my mom has proven to like.
No, I'm saying Nate. I think Nate helped your dad a lot.
Yeah.
Like your dad's back pain in the last years.
He's able to manage
dropped
it.
a lot.
He still experiences it. He just cares about it less because he cares about Nate. My dad had a bad fall where he has a couple bulging discs where essentially it's at the point where they can't.
Debilitating.
If they do surgery, he's likely paralyzed. So it's deal with pain for the rest of your life kind of thing. It's like that borderline. You have those choices, and he's not going to be paralyzed, so he's just going to deal with the pain. It also started to happen around that time where, like, you know, just there are a lot of life changes that go on. And so, just in general, when anybody, and no matter what age you have, a lot of life changes, it's hard to juggle them all. So, at that moment, it was like a real shake-up, but he's done a good job, especially with Nate coming around.
Yeah,
he's done
Nate,
a really good job.
Nate
He's
helped
like,
him out
focusing
a lot.
on the important things again.
That's
and
good.
the important things, obviously, like he always taught us as family. And when you get a grandson, your first grandson, that's gonna give you a light that you never saw before.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy how
Especially when he's that freaking cute. That kid is
he really is,
fucking
man.
beautiful.
So the last baby in my family, my immediate family, has been like 20 years. So my nephew. So I have three. I have 2 sisters and a brother. They each have 1 kid. The first one is 25 that was born. They each will have 1 kid. First one's 25, the other one's 23, and the other one's 20.
And they all have kids? Or
No, they're all his older siblings. Those are the kids.
Those are all my nieces. Those are my nieces and my
those
nephew.
are the kids of okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's in like even in my immediate family and like my relatively close family outside of that.
Are you very close with them? Like, you know, when I think of my aunts and uncles, since my parents are old, my aunts and uncles are old. So, like, I don't have an uncle that's
I'll say,
10 years older than me, 5 years older than me.
So, my mom was married 3 times. So, her first marriage, she had my oldest brother, who was born, he was 18 when I was born, so 18 years older than I am. And my sister, my oldest sister, was only like a year or 2 behind him. So, they're really close because the age difference is only like 2 years. So then my mom got married again. She had my other sister who was born 9 years. She was 9 years old when I was born. So it's still like ended up being a gap where I don't have the same relationship that I have with my closest sister as my oldest sister and my oldest brothers do because they're only like a year or 2 apart.
What about their kids though? Their nieces and nephews.
I'm cool with them. It's so. So
are you like the cool uncle? Do they turn to you for shit, or?
In a way. So Tyler was born first. He was actually born, and he ended up having a blood clot in his brain, which ultimately led to a stroke.
Oh shit.
So he's got a deficiency on his left. Everything on the left side of his body doesn't function right. So his hand is a little tighter. He walks with a little bit of a limp. And his development skills are behind. He's behind. So then the next was Alexis, who was my sister's kid. My youngest sister was only 9 years old. My parents pretty much, because Shauna was only 16 years old when she gave birth to this kid, so it's like she was so young and she was still going to school.
16 years old.
Ended up being my parents who raised my niece. That's how it ended up, and how things shaked out. So then, I'm pretty close with her. I've been closer with her longest because she was in and out of my house that I was growing up in too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So she ended up being like my little sister, almost like my oldest brother is to me, because there was a bigger gap. So I'm probably closest to her. And then there was Kyle, who is my oldest brother's only kid, and they were just so. I have a good relationship with him, but not like my niece because he wasn't connected the way my niece was. She was living with me.
Yeah, when you see somebody every day, it's very different than when you see
them
only.
So we grew up accordingly. But they're funny though. They're coming a long way now. It's crazy. Now I have a baby coming in a couple weeks, and it's been 20 years since
there's been a baby V.
anywhere. Like in my family, on her side, like the immediate families, it's
So
pretty
it's a
crazy.
big deal, and all of a sudden
It's a big deal.
because like it's not one of those.
And you
where,
have a
like,
big
it's-
family too.
And really, yeah.
Like, right,
there's
you have
Italian families.
one sibling who just had his first child. Like, you have 3 kids who all have kids, or you have 3 siblings who all have kids.
who have families.
You guys are gonna see. You're gonna see when we go to Stage House. I think there's like 50 women. It's like 50, like in that room. They're gonna have their own separate room. We're gonna just be hanging out at a bar.
Yeah,
at the bar.
I know how
They
that
rented
works.
out a room, and it's all like
I know the building. Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy.
the one that's right off of what's it called?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll be fun.
Nah, I like
It'll be
that.
fun.
I'm looking.
Plus, I haven't been in Stage House in a while.
I like that place.
The last time I was
the other day
there.
with my parents. It's very different than it was pre-COVID.
Really?
Yeah, we were on the outdoor patio,
Yeah.
which used to just be like open for. It was just open. Now it's like a very chic outdoor patio. The bar is fully open outside.
They
Like,
probably turned
Well,
it
it's
into a
been
little
like
bit
that.
more of a semi-permanent structure, so in order to.
Oh, no,
it's,
yeah,
it's
no.
uncovered tables. You're just out in that big cement area in the back, and it's very
There's
nice.
always
in
been
there.
like a roof though over that cement area though, hasn't there?
So there's a roof over the bar, but then where the music used to be, there's still the stage, but there's permanent tables set up around there and like planters and shit back there.
I thought they had those
Like-
during the summertime when they.
I
opened
think
up the
it's
back
more
area.
intense though.
It's always the summer
It
though.
sounds more
Maybe it's
intense
nice.
than
Maybe
what
it's
it was.
nicer, but it is in the summer. They always open that up, obviously. Like,
No,
it-
it sounds like what
it's
he's saying.
very upscale
It's more
now.
intense.
Oh, okay.
It's more intense. They already
They
did a lot of
charge an
work with
extra dollar or
all
so
the.
here or there to make up for the losses of the pandemic.
Yeah. What are you saying about shit for, man? I was
Because
good.
it started off as a much more structured
Volcano?
tower, yeah.
How did you ruin everything? Okay, that doesn't necessarily look like a volcano.
I guess it was too wet.
He said that.
Yeah, with a smaller cup, keep it more narrow because if you go too wide, it allows for too much air in there. Granted, I have no freaking clue.
That was good as hell. I'd eat it even if it looked fucked up. That was delicious.
But now look, and now of course, in my world, you need a little green. But look how pretty. It's kind of cool, actually. Look, we already know the
It was pretty hot, actually. I wouldn't say.
Yeah, right.
The question is, how amazing hers are going to be with the egg.
So you guys want to eat anything specific for a barbecue?
I mean, honestly, like I just like barbecue, so I'm
Yeah.
I'm okay with other people taking preferences. If you gave me like a couple choices and said, "What do you prefer?" I'll give you that. But I feel like if you're talking about barbecue, it's way too open of a palette to start saying what I like.
I'm a ribs guy.
I'm gonna probably do ribs. I'm gonna have to do ribs.
Sounds like everybody else lives. So
Already on the menu.
you going beef or pork?
Probably do both.
Beef ribs are like this big.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
As a heads up,
No, they're not.
cows are a lot larger than
No,
pigs.
that's short ribs.
Well,
That-
there's
this
baby
is a
back
short
versus,
rib,
there's
so
baby
the-
back versus Memphis and or whatnot, or not Memphis.
That's fat content.
Yeah.
The lower down the back you get, the fattier the ribs.
Yeah,
get.
that's why, in my opinion, it's baby back all the way. It gets too fatty when you get down to those Memphis style ones, in my opinion.
Short ribs. That's why
And the
short ribs.
Carolina's a sauce over a
That's
dry
why
rib.
short
Yeah.
ribs are better when they're braised.
That's why I wasn't sure if Memphis was a
What
was a
what is
style.
braised?
So essentially, if I like braising ribs, so what I'll do is I'll bake them, right? I cook them 3 ways. I'll bake them until they hit a certain temperature, right? And then I'll take them out of the oven. Then on the bottom of the pan, there'll be a bunch of juice and shit, right? So
Why's it gotta be juice?
because that's what's there.
Okay.
So you pour it out.
Juice.
You pour it out, right? Now you lay out aluminum foil and you put the ribs on the aluminum foil. So the braising part is essentially you're
dad does
putting
the
you're
same thing.
filling liquid in like
Back
you're
into
adding
the
you're
rib.
Oh,
adding,
so they stay moist.
My dad does this too.
You're
And then
adding
you
a
throw
lick-
them on the grill at the end to give
you're
them
adding
that
a
flavor.
liquid on top, right? Not like a quarter cup to a half a cup or something like that, and then you wrap them up as tight as you can, so it steams itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what braising is. You put it on the oven or whatever.
I
However
never
you're
knew
cooking.
that.
That's what my dad does too, and then you throw them on the grill at the end to just give them that little bit of char crud. But
Right.
they're basically
'Cause
cooked by
when
the
you-
time they go on the grill,
when you-
and they're
Less
basically
pretzel.
hot.
When you braise the meat, you're softening the skin. You don't have that bark anymore. So when you're braising it, you're cooking everything down.
Right,
Then
so it gets
then
to the
you
point
put
when
it back on the grill.
apart.
Yeah, like it's
At that point, it already is.
At that point, you don't even
Okay.
take it out of the foil. You just serve it as is because when you have to
They-
cut it, because otherwise, if you just try to pick it up, you're gonna pull the bone.
you
want
want to put it back on the grill so you have that char flavor back on the outside, and it's a little harder. And then when you bite into it, it's just like you're
Yeah,
biting into
it dries
butter.
up the skin on the outside, so you actually get a little bit of a crunch when you're going in because the entire thing is so damn soft at that point. It's a process.
Now I'm hungry.
It's a- like,
still
it's-
worth it though.
It's absolutely. I'm not saying it's not worth it.
no,
That's-
no, I'm kidding.
I'll give away my potato that he gave me.
I'm closing in on eating it, man.
Give me my fucking potato then. I'll eat it now to make sure you don't freeze. Our potato. Yeah, straight, throw it low. You know how exactly.
Your
How it
potatoes are mad good.
Yo, so so I was at my boy's wedding over the weekend, and apparently
Green beans live right now.
Is he?
what the hell is green beans?
Taking viewers away from us.
Do we have another fork down here, or am I just biting in? I'll bite it.
Just use your fingers.
That's what I'm going with. What up, Zeke?
Yeah. Sorry, bro.
Do you have like a napkin or tissue?
You got
Oh, but the reason I bring it up, they're all Jets fans, and so they're going to the You say because I said they're Jets fans?
Huh?
Oh, you made a face at that point.
Oh, my back. No,
Oh, okay.
It had nothing to do with you.
What?
No, but so my boys are Jets fans, and they're going to. I convinced them. I was like, "Yo, I always go to the Jets Bills game," so they're talking about going to the Jets Bills game, and like they got like, we're talking about 10+ people from that side, and they like get a big spot to tailgate, and so I said I got some people that also would want to go, so I feel like we should kind of. I'll be like the liaison to them, but
When is it?
It's in November, I believe. Let's check.
How do I share this?
3 dots.
November 14th.
Alright, so you're talking right around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like the week before. I know it's gonna be hard because Little Venuto's coming.
Well, that's not only that. It's usually I'm really. Thanksgiving is like a milestone. Usually.
So like November, the 14th is still in that area where it's gonna be
You
a
try
potential
to
issue.
like hit a certain point on a job before Thanksgiving, because once Thanksgiving hits,
It slows
you're
down.
really not doing shit until January. December's shot. Nobody's trying to work. You
Yeah.
have like a week or so where there's work, but nobody's really working. You know.
I got you. So it's hard to take off.
Try to
that
get as
time. That's
much
like
done.
that's literally the most important time of your business year.
Eat it like an apple, you won't.
I will. I just I broke it
Like
in half
an
for that
asshole?
reason.
Don't eat it like an asshole. Just eat it regular, bro. You'll be fine.
I don't know what you mean by eat it regular. But
That's not fucking. You're eating it like a fucking.
asshole.
Yeah, like a fucking asshole.
Why? Because I broke it in half.
You're folding it like that.
How's he folding it? It's
He's like this, you know,
it's a
like this.
fucking orb. Yeah, how else is he supposed to hold
You
it?
wanted me to go in like full mouth, like. You wanted me to choke on potato.
Stop fooling
What that mouth do, yeah.
Stop folding that fucking sweet potato, alright? What are we watching here? What is
Boxing,
this?
apparently.
Nat? Who is this?
That's Canelo.
I don't know dick about
Daniel Jacobs?
MMA or boxing. I don't know shit. I just like watching people beat the shit out of each other.
Canelo literally broke a dude's face the last time they fought. I don't know if that was this fight.
Really?
Yeah. Like, shattered his orbital bone.
That's not good.
The
With
problem
an
is that
uppercut.
Canelo hasn't really fought anybody that has wowed me outside of Mayweather and
That was
Mayweather
when he was 22 years old.
and that was when he was
23
too
years old.
young, wasn't in his zone. Like Mayweather got in there before Canelo could become what he was. Like if it was right now, obviously, especially because Mayweather was already on the older side, so he knew that if he was going to get somebody like that, he had to get it where it's like, hey,
Canelo
I'm in
was
the last
on
leg,
Tyson.
I'm in my back nine and on the early end of my back nine, so if I'm gonna get it in now, I got to get it before this kid even hits like the fourth hole.
Canelo was on hot boxing with Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that if it wasn't for
So many people in the ring in the beginning.
if it wasn't for
crazy.
like he wouldn't be who he is now if it wasn't for losing to Floyd when he did.
I believe that, especially at a young age, that's gotta shape you.
Steve
You want a shot of Coke
Coca-Cola?
and
and soju?
Soju.
Wait, we're mixing soju and Coke? Is that like a thing now?
I don't know. You want to?
I don't want to. I can tell you.
No, then. Because Steve's a real man. I'm joking. I was thinking about actually trying it for a second, but I was
Go ahead. I'm not driving.
Well, I don't care.
I
I
live
don't
for-
think that a half a shot of soju is going to change anything.
It also said full fight, so I guess maybe we don't need to hear Bruce Buffer introduce
Probably.
the full fight.
Also, at this point, I'm just not going to bed before I finish what I gotta finish when I get home.
You have more work to do?
Well, the problem is I need to get it in by 7 a.m.
Yeah, I usually
That's what
do
she
too.
said.
And so depending on how tonight went, if it was like one of those I'm out cleanly at like 10, I get home and I can sleep, I'll wake myself
It's
up at like...
10:20. We're not late. Are we really watching this whole Canelo fight?
No, but by the time
I just
I
put it
actually-
on because it said full fight.
By the time I actually get out of here, I'm going to be closer to 11 than I am to 10:30. And that time is going to be, and then I still got to drive. So, that looks like there's Coca-Cola in there.
Yeah.
So I didn't want Coca-Cola in there.
No, you said you did.
We can't
You retracted.
always get what you want.
But you
But you
try
try
so hard.
sometimes, you just might find. You just
Get
might
what
find.
you need.
That was really good.
Was it better?
It was tasty. It's not. It wasn't bad
It didn't look
before.
like it.
He doesn't want to admit that it was delicious.
Of course it was
Like
delicious.
his little,
it tastes like
his
Coca- it
monkey
tastes
brain
like
is
flavor-
like, ooh, sugar, delicious, and his grown human brain is like, sugar's bad
So
for
who's
you.
gonna win?
Canelo.
No. That's why there's no point
That's
in
because
watching it.
yeah.
Oh.
Here you go. Got it right here.
Yo, did you guys end up watching that video I sent you on that fucking mass murderer? By any chance?
I'm going to be honest, no.
No,
Oh my
but
God.
that
I was gonna
reminds
say
me.
yes, but I
Please.
realized you had that look where it's like he's gonna call me out if I can't recant something.
I don't
from it.
care. I don't care. I mean, don't hurt my
the
feelings.
fuck
I'm just
was
saying.
It wasn't about hurting your feelings. It was
I
about trying
would-
to figure out how to get
I
it.
would-
Be under it?
I got fucking really high one night. I started watching that, and
No offense, man, but if I watched everything that my friends watched when they were high, I probably would have ripped my eyeballs out at this point. But
so basically, I don't know where it took place, but it was one of those kid mass shooting things,
Okay.
right? So the kid, I think it was in Florida or something like that. So the kid ends up getting caught, and as soon as he gets caught, he starts to plead insanity. He's making himself appear like he's nuts.
What the heck is
very
this?
upfront
Very much.
about talking about this killer.
Right.
You murdered this man.
Yes,
You tortured him.
of course.
There is no ambiguity, and there is nothing you want us. Yet in court today, you said you're not here to pretend to be remorseful.
Of course not. Why would I do that?
Are you remorseful?
Not at all.
Why?
Why would I be?
Well, why did this man deserve to die? You claimed he was a snitch.
Well-
What proof do you have of that?
He told me he was a snitch
He told you.
on many occasions. But that really doesn't matter. Why did you guys want to kill me? Phoenix wanted to kill me. What's the difference? Everybody has a reason to kill.
Who's Phoenix?
The incident in
The city of-
about what happened.
Why do they want to kill her?
Because she killed this guy
What do you mean?
after torturing him for 3 days.
I took him to my house. Walked him down the street. I don't know why the media acts like the motherfucker couldn't walk. He walked very well. Walked him upstairs, kicked his ass, and killed him.
And again, your belief is that he was a snitch.
Right.
Told you. You claimed that other people had been killed in that same, or you had killed other people. Have you killed other people?
No, I've never killed anyone else.
So that was something to talk.
Right.
And you don't want to talk about your past, but your lawyer said that, you know,
There's one line.
In sentencing you, the judge should bear in mind that you had a really tough life.
I started being hospitalized at 10 years old. I have a mental history from 10 years old until present, so.
Oh, there you go.
When you say mental history, I mean, do you care that anyone feels sorry for you? Do you want anyone?
Feel sorry for me?
Yeah. Should the people who are watching this say because she had a bad childhood?
We're watching this. Why are you showing this?
Has mental illness?
Of course not.
Why are you
No.
showing this publicly?
Feel some sympathy.
You know that's
It's like
like
2020 or
I
some
want
shit.
no sympathy.
2020 is worse. If it was 2000,
Do you care?
No, still.
What everybody thinks of
No.
Angela
this
Simpson?
is ridiculous.
I don't.
I mean, I'm really not trying to be
Right.
angry, but I want to see, you say, I killed this guy, he deserved to die, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's there, you're up front. I want to know if you have any concerns about what put you in that position.
Say the fucking line.
It was just too much. The things he talked about, it was too much.
You believe him? I mean, lots of people go around claiming I'm a snitch.
Really, you don't say.
Well, I think they talk about law. I know people coming out, I've got associations with law enforcement. You know, I've got this, I'm a friend with this.
Do you happen to have a list of those people?
They name drop, well, maybe in a circle, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
People say lots of things to make themselves sort of look.
Well, he picked the wrong nigger to say that to, if he wanted to brag about putting so many
That
people
wasn't the
in
line.
prison.
I did not remember that line.
Yeah, I'm starting to think this was a poor decision.
What, the
I
bragging?
mean, I was thinking of this a while
Yeah.
ago, but I feel like a lot of these after-hour things, I feel are poor decisions, but still get viewership, so I should just not.
You believe him that he really was a snitch?
Oops, if he wasn't.
She tortured this guy for 3 days and killed him
I believe
because he
that.
was a snitch. This dude goes, "You really believe he was a snitch?" She goes, "Well, oops if he wasn't."
No, that's not exactly what was said.
That's the verbatim quote. Oops if he wasn't.
That's what she said, but
Yeah.
the way that you led into what he said was not what he said. You basically said, do you think, like, it wasn't a direct, do you think, like, what if he wasn't a snitch? Oop if he wasn't. There was, like, there was at least, like, a 5-second dialogue transition between the two. It wasn't just cut and paste.
Let's change the subject.
Oops if he wasn't. You guys gonna watch Fast and the Furious 9? Adam, I know you're going to.
Of course I am. It's got to be better than what we just watched. And what we just...
I mean, oops if it's not.
I think I saw the first 3. What was it? The last one was Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift was the third one. There was, like, 6 between that.
I think
What do you want to watch?
I
Give me
think
3 words.
I don't care. Anything
a
but
bad 3
anything,
words,
anything
sometimes.
but that.
What's like a weird sport?
Literally anything but that. That's my 3 words. Like,
What's that?
Cheese Hill.
Cheese Hill. We watched that shit a couple weeks ago, right? We watched the Jeep race also. Klaus Destroyer.
You should watch like the barrel toss.
Street Beefs.
Street beefs or barrel toss? Because you did say barrel toss before I got here.
Just go with what you want.
What do you want?
Don't matter. I gotta be
When
hanging out
cocky
soon anyway.
fighters get
I
destroyed.
gotta
The
be
next
hanging out
one.
soon anyway.
That one. That one right
This
there.
one? When cocky fighters get destroyed.
I crave being clear without irritation. CeraVe Acne Cleanser.
Time check.
10 to 25.
Alright, so we pretty much watch this video and that's it, right?
That's a good evening.
That's
Especially if Adam eats the rest of that potato like an apple.
That's not happening. The question is how long does this fight?
Yeah,
As
you
long
like
as
a
it's
parent.
not as bad as that last clip that we just had to watch.
Some can do it quite well and still win.
I can tell you it probably
while
is at
others
this
fall
point.
flat on their face,
No,
left
this
and
is not nearly as offensive
bruised.
in any way, shape, or form.
Oh my god.
There's an old phrase that says those who are willing to run their mouth should be willing to back it up.
Why are we lowering the volume now?
Well, in today's video,
Because I thought this video was a lot louder than the other
fighters who
one.
definitely couldn't back up their cocky and overconfident behavior, which resulted in losing the fight and oftentimes the respect of the audience.
Yeah, your head's not supposed to bounce like that.
Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. That way you will never miss one of our future videos. Jules the Jackal thought that his
I've seen this
intimidation
one before.
techniques would ensure a victory for him in the ring.
Can you
against
imagine
Ben
getting that
Buchanan.
many tattoos on your
As it
face?
turned
Not
out,
at all.
that was certainly not the case when Ben smashed through the Tattooed Jackal's defenses to land a knockout.
What defenses?
Wow. He was going right through him the entire time.
Yeah. He's like holding his hands up like this, getting punched like through the corner.
He's not adjusting at all. He's just holding it up, thinking that I'll just block. He doesn't block often in general. He must be an all-offensive guy.
Blocking is an active thing. Like, you need to
Adjust
block
what's coming.
the punches.
Right, you can't just throw your hands up and say, this will block.
He came in
Like,
with a
that's what they
bad
do.
attitude, even pushing his face into his opponents.
Man,
Well,
glad he
Charlie
loses.
managed to knock that chip off his shoulder in just 9 seconds. Maybe next time Solomon will show a little
That looked like it was
respect
5
and
seconds, and then
support
probably
for
4
him.
seconds before the ref finally
To
realized
get
they
called
should
off,
stop it.
yeah. Oh, look, because these punches come in. This
Oh,
guy
you know,
bounces the wrong way.
Oh my god, yeah. Now that you see it after, like when you see like the lead up to it, he deserves that.
Beth Correa was trying her hardest to coax Holly Holm to punch her.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
Did
why would you
exactly
do
what
that?
she wanted by landing a powerful kick to Correa's face, knocking her down.
That was her shin right to the temple.
Sometimes you have to be careful what you ask
Right.
for.
Wow.
That didn't even look like it was full strength.
Oh.
It just happened to hit in the right spot when she wasn't expecting it.
Nope.
The
I
extension.
mean, I guess you're right. Like, the whole side of your face really is the right spot.
Boxer Sabri Sadiri learned the hard way that you should never celebrate a win until you've actually been declared the winner. The dancing around and dodging only left him open for Sam Maxwell to take the upper hand.
He already doesn't know where he's at.
A little bit groggy, and a face which tells a story.
Yeah, he didn't know where he was
Good
at
night.
before that jab, and then that jab kind of just. His eyes are closed.
Yeah.
Commentators laugh with his clown-like antics in the ring.
Oh yeah, when
It
Nick
was his
Diaz got his
opponent who
ass.
got the last laugh when he won on points regardless. Maybe next time he will take things a little more serious, or at least land a few more hits before the match ends.
Yeah, your face looks like that, Nick Diaz. There's a reason Anderson
Michael
Silva beat your
Pereira
ass.
is arguably the king of showboat.
Do you know about
Always
the
happy to
Stanford
oblige
slap, I
his
think they
fans
call
with
it?
some silly moves that
Or some,
bring
it's some
fans
type
to
of slap.
backflips or launches
The
from
Diaz
the
brothers like pioneered it in the UFC. They legit just slap the dude they're fighting.
Well, things
Like,
seem
in the
to
middle of
change
the
when Pereira
fight.
came face to face with Tristan Connolly.
When they feel like the other guy isn't doing anything,
With a break
they'll
dance,
come out and
he
just
ended it
slap
with a
him.
broken face.
And Nick Diaz, right? Nate Diaz is the one who fought Connor, right?
Nate is
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So Nick Diaz was the first one to do it, and he came out and he kept yelling the city he was from, and I think it was Stanford. And he's like, Stanford, baby! Stanford! Stanford, baby! And the other guys across the ring are like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, Stanford, baby! Stanford! They're like introducing him, and he comes out and just like starts slapping him. He's like, fight me! Slap. Fight, like slap, slap. So they call it the Stanford slap, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Really?
Yeah.
Klitschko
Hey,
is
check it
one
out.
of the most reserved fighters in boxing, refusing to engage in trash talk. Well, when David Hay decided to go out of his way to taunt the fighter during the
Look at Max
lead-up to
Kellerman.
the fight, even printing off a t-shirt of him standing over the Klitschko brothers with their decapitated heads in his hands, Klitschko made sure it was he who got the last laugh.
Oof, oof.
He was the most successful and most boring boxer to ever watch.
Because all he did was win. It's
He
like,
did everything
He was like
technically the
better
right
at the
way.
game than everybody
Yeah.
else.
It's like,
Throughout this fight,
you know when you go to the pickup courts and that one white guy is not flashy like Jay Will or whatnot. He's not like draining threes like Steph. He's just
No, he just consistently shoots
like
the
Adam
mid-range at
Sandler.
like 80%.
Like Adam Sandler when he probably plays pickup. Somehow, someway, you
Yeah.
know that guy still plays.
He's got one dribble move that he knows works.
Oh my god!
And he can just and he can
stays
jump
in his
shoot.
lane.
And he
Did
can
you
jump
see
shoot,
that?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said is, you don't believable.
You may never come across another boxer
Oh, I
who
love-
is as arrogant
Yep.
as Adrian.
Adrian.
Yeah, one of the dudes I work with, he
Adrian
texted me, he goes, yo, your stream just randomly popped up on my recommendations.
Especially when it comes
Yeah?
to
Yeah.
In
That's funny.
2013,
I hated
however,
this one,
an
though. I
undefeated
loved Adrian
Braun
Broner. I couldn't believe he
met
lost
his
this
match
one.
Ran into Argentinian Marcos El Chino Maidana. After showboating at every chance he got, it was Maidana who got the last laugh. He knocked Bronner down for the first time in his career in round 2
Remember
and
that.
went on to win the fight.
Yeah, Adrian Bronner showboated too much before that fight.
I couldn't believe he lost that one.
Giovanni Andrade's bizarre.
You know what sucks is that Bud Crawford probably would have been one of the best, but he was never given the fights that he deserved. At this point, he's probably
Is that the
on
dude who
back
fought Manny Pacquiao?
Funny side to it.
Did he fight Manny at this point
After
yet?
falling down without getting hit and joking around,
Who's the guy that fought Pacquiao that won, but...
Joe Horn.
This time it was because of
The
a
Australian
body
kid,
shot
right?
that stopped
No.
him from going
I'm
out.
thinking the black dude, Terrence Crawford, maybe?
I've not learned how to do that for 2 months. It's like one shot and now.
Terrence is Bud Crawford.
Oh, okay. So it is him. He's very good, and he knows what's going on in the ring.
No, he's a phenomenal boxer. I just feel like he
think
never got his chances.
Didn't he catch like a concussion in like the first or second round of a fight, and then go on to win the rest of the fight, and like win the decision? But then for 6 months was testing positive for like concussion symptoms because he just kept going.
Not that I'm aware of.
I think that happened, man. Mystical flavors to enlighten you.
This fighter
Malt
doesn't
and
know when to
Pilsner.
stop. After being knocked down a number of times, he tries to taunt his opponent by saying he had only been boxing for 3 weeks. Of course, that made knocking him down a few more times a pleasure.
It must be so disheartening to get knocked out. Like, not only...
Although Mike Tyson said he was going to eat Lennox Lewis's children in a bizarre interview,
A statement he has said he regrets nowadays.
down on was the canvas. Not only
He only
does
regrets it 'cause he
Tyson
lost.
have his nickname Iron Mike for his punches, but also for how hard he hits the ground.
Highly motivated to come into this fight.
Oh, Lennox has such reach.
Yeah, Lennox is like 6'3", 6'4". Mike Tyson's 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah.
And that concludes our top 15 moments where showing off went very wrong. Out of all these clips, which one was your favorite? We would love to know in the comments section below.
All of them.
If you would like to see 15 more moments,
Oh, that was the one you said was great when the fucking guy puts the boogie move on him and then gets kicked in the face.
Yeah.
That was good, man. That was good.
also if you want to
Okay, I think I got one more.
We can call it, bro.
World's strongest wolf. You sure?
Positive.
Okay. You positive?
Positive. Positive, bro.
Can I finish my beer?
Of course.
Okay.
Just close out the stream.
Oh, okay. Good night, everybody. It was nice seeing y'all.
We've got one guy